He said, you know, it seems like you hell-bent on telling me that you don't need me, that I don't fit into your life. Baby, she fixed her lips and said, I don't need you. I turned the show off. I turned it off right there. I was like, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Lyf of Poetry. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of Queen Sugar, Season 3, Episode 7, Study War No More. So I noticed just on this episode that this was named after a gospel song. I'm going to lay down my sword and shield, study war no more. And last season, the episodes were all named after poems. But I believe that, I just automatically assumed that this season they were doing the same thing. So I didn't check. So if y'all know if this season the episodes have been named after gospel songs or just songs, period, let me know. And, but this particular song didn't fit the episode for me because it looks like everybody here is still fighting for something. It's not like that they are just believing in God for things to manifest. And that's what the song Study War No More means for me. Like, I'm laying down my sword shield. I'm not going to study war no more. I'm going to let God handle it. So I didn't get the match unless this is also a title of a poem that I'm just not familiar with. So yeah, let me know. Let me know. So we had a little break last week for the holiday season. I didn't realize that the break was coming. So Poetic Bunny told y'all to look out for the video. It was going to be on delay. I didn't even realize that there was no video. So welcome back. Yeah. We start off with Aunt Vi's birthday. And it says Aunt Vi's turning 60. I don't know why I believed Aunt Vi was already 63. Some reason that 63 number was ringing in my head. But she says that, you know, it's her 60th birthday. They about to go celebrate, you know, at the little traditional restaurant that they go to all the time. And Wood is like, no, let me just whip you up a little something, something. And she's like, no, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know. I guess this would be Aunt Vi's cheat day as far as Nova's diet plan for her is concerned. You know, happy birthday to you, Aunt Vi. So Aunt Vi got her contract. And old boy wants to take 60% of her profits. A 60-40 cut, basically. And Wood say, you know, well, you know, he is fronting the startup money. He is fronting the storefronts. But Aunt Vi say it make her feel like she working for him. And I agree with Aunt Vi, you know, although I actually understand the contract as well. Because financially, he has more to lose because he's putting up the money. He's putting up the storefronts, or he's getting into the storefronts. But they are Aunt Vi's past. So I understand, you know. And I hope somewhere in that contract that she has a clause that all the rights to the recipes are hers. Like, we have a restaurant here, fast food joint here called Lee's Chicken. And I used to work there when I was a teenager. And I remember them telling us that Lee's Chicken, the owner of Lee's Chicken, and the owner of Kentucky Fried Chicken were cousins. They started to work together. Well, they fell out, you know. So when they fell out, Lee's Chicken could only take 8 of the, I think it's like 13 seasons that they put on Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was only legally able to take 8 seasons with him. So that's why Lee's and KFC kind of taste similar, but not really. So I hope Aunt Vi is keeping full rights to her recipes. So she said she's drawing up a pitch to propose to them. And I guess it didn't really bother Wood much about her having this meeting with them without at least, you know, letting him know what's going on. Or at least agreeing to it. But, yeah, because at least they didn't show us that part. So her idea is to own her own store. That has always been my idea for her. Like, get your own stuff started. That's exactly what Wood said he wanted to do for you when he got this check. That he was going to make sure he helped you get your own business started. And, of course, she still don't want his help. So, I guess that he's not going to help her out with that. Well, Wood, he gifted her a little empty gift box. And I was like, oh, he gave her a little dream box, you know, whatever. But he said he wants to fill the box. He wants to fill the box up with everything that her heart's desire. And she seems happy, but something about Aunt Vi ain't right every time he mentioned that she gonna be his wife, you know. It's like, does she not want to get married right now? What is really going on? Wood's like, my last name sound real good on you, don't it? That subtle expression, that change of expression on her face, it was subtle, But I noticed that shit. So I'm like, is it just the name? She don't want to take his name? What's going on? So Charley, she out. She's still soaking and depressed. She all dressed in black, look like she's going to a funeral. All the headlines in the paper still about Davis West, you know, and JB hunting her down. He was stalking her. Just so he could ask her to go out on a date. Hold on for a second. All right. But he like, yeah, you know, I stopped by. Hope it was a commercial break right there. He's like, I stopped by the office. You were nervous. I want to talk business. Charley know he don't want to talk no business. And ever since she got the news about Davis, and they had their first little to-who, she is like, nah, I need to deal with this mentally on my own. So she don't want to mess with him. But she tell him, you know what? I like you. We knew that shit. But let's just be partners for right now. And she was looking at Nurse Poppy's phone number, though. So I guess she's going to give him a call during this episode. Well, Rod and Lenny, they meet up at the High Yellow. He asked the same thing I asked. Do I still got my job? He do. But I tell you, I cannot stand people who try to push the blame for their actions off on other people. He like, you know, I was just chilling with my friend, and I didn't know he was going to bring friends with him. I didn't mean no disrespect to you. Nah, homie, no. First of all, your friend shouldn't even been here at all. And when he arrived with his friends, then you should have deaded that shit. There should have been no card party and music playing and beer drinking. None of that. I didn't know he was going to show up with his friend. Bump that, dude. Take responsibility for your actions in full. In full. So, Darla, being the decent person that she has become, to all my Darla haters, she not only had Blue go back home, she also still heard coddling Rod's motherfucking feelings about Blue. Because Blue is like, he still mentioned that he want to be with his mama, whatever. And she like, you know, kids say the darndest things. You know, they really don't mean it. And adults do too. And it wasn't a direct apology to him. It was more, but it was more than what he was offering to her. You know, as if she the only one in the wrong in this situation. I still don't think she was in the wrong. I really don't. But it's her weekend to get her son, and Rod's like, oh, my bad. It's Aunt Vi's birthday. I forgot about it. This came up last minute. Aunt Vi just said that this has been a tradition that she do on her birthday every year. So, and you knew her birthday was coming up, so this wasn't no last minute thing, dude. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, my bad. I forgot. Your little son is 6 years old, and for 4 years out of his 6-year life, you was in jail, so I guess you really don't know the tradition either. Oh. Got the nerve to talk about Darla ain't been there for her son ass. And look, anyway, because Darla is a better person than he is, in my opinion, she concedes and she makes a concession on her time to spend with her child. She was like, you know what, I'll just come get him in the morning. We'll go out for breakfast or something. She don't argue with him about it, and Rod really don't care how it's making her feel. He really don't. And I know a lot of y'all don't care either. But I do. Nova, she over at Proctor's. At first, I thought she was interviewing him for the book just based off of the question that she had. But it kind of seemed like that she was really just being there for him, because she wasn't recording that I noticed. She wasn't writing down any notes. But she learned something that was shocking to me as well. That Ernest was about to kill himself one night. He was out in the field with the gun in hand, and then he decided to call Proctor. And that's how Proctor felt that their relationship really grew, because he realized that Proctor was somebody that he could trust. And he was like, you know, he was in a lot of debt. The farm wasn't producing like it was supposed to. And then True died. So it was just too much weight on him. It was just too heavy. And Nova was like, nah, my daddy was a strong man. Your daddy was a man, girl. He was a man. And what Proctor tell her was like, no one is too strong that they don't have dark days, you know. But luckily, you know, he reached out to him. So, this is what I've been waiting on. Hollywood's family. Yes. Wood walked in and Aunt Vi like, bro, where you been? It's time to go. Well, surprise, surprise. Guess who's coming to dinner? Wood mama. Aunt Vi do not look happy at all to see her. They probably about the same damn age for real, because no. But they try to amp up the contrast between them and the characters. You know, Aunt Vi had her ombre wig on, and Mama had her silver hair wig on, trying to make her a little bit older looking. Her name Willie Mae. Willie Mae had a full silver on, but she said she's not going to miss her future daughter-in-law's birthday. She came all the way from Baton Rouge. That ain't far, y'all. Just, no, not that far, but, you know, she came for her birthday. Willa May said it ain't every day that a woman hits 60 years old. And I was like, it ain't. Why ain't it? Like, do we got health concerns in Louisiana that I need to be concerned about? That women ain't reaching the age of 60? That's deeply concerning. But anyway, she probably was just talking, you know. Wasn't trying to be, like, really specific. But, y'all people, mama say, you know, the past is the past and we gonna leave it there. I was like, what past do you and Aunt Vi have, Ma? That's what I want to know. What past do y'all have? Because Vi's like, will she stay here? I'm not going to put my mom in a hotel. And I'm like, for real, Vi, you really going to ask if she's staying there? But anyway, she gifted her a little apron with the company name on it. Now, I'm Vi all softened up now. Like, let me go ahead and put your stuff in the guest room, girl. You can go and stay here now. Well, after dinner or lunch or whatever it was that they had when I buy, you know, they throw her a big surprise party at the house. And I got to say again, Kiki is a beautiful girl. That is a beautiful girl. Gorgeous. But wait a damn minute. In walks Trent. Y'all meeting families like this now? I understand you met her family, but that's because her mama, your boss, invited you to the house. But now you vetting her over to Vi's birthday party? And then she just walk in without knocking or nothing? It's funny to me, though, that Remy and Charley have tension and the family still embraces him, but Blue's mother isn't welcome. Like, I know the lie was a deep lie. But they ain't got no qualms with Remy at all. Everybody just buddy and chucking it up with Remy. Nobody's on Charlie's side in regards to Remy. I just don't understand. She just got to accept it, you know, and be around this man every time there's a damn family function. Like, because why? I don't get it. And I bet she can't say shit about it either, because if she did, she'd probably be considered petty. You just being petty. But I do know Davis better not bring his ass around her, though. Everybody seemed really happy to see that Rod got Trent over. You know, Vi face about to crack. She's smiling so damn hard. Well, baby, they go out to that backyard, and I was not going to comment on the dancing. But that song that they put down with the electric slide, they were so off-key, beat up. We got like 1,000 slide songs, and this one just did not seem to go to the rhythm of which they were moving. It just didn't. Well, Nova decided to separate herself from the party, you know, and Remy find her. She really in her feelings about what she learned about her dad, about him being suicidal. And I holler over at them like, hey, y'all get y'all butts back on this dance floor. And Remy like, come on, girl, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go bust a move. But Nova's like, no, I'm peace right here, cuz. I'm peace right here. So, introducing, inside night, Rod decides to introduce Trent to Blue. I'm like, flag on the play, bro. You done hung out with this girl twice. Y'all not even comfortable enough with each other to say that y'all dating. Y'all both saying, oh, we just work friends, know each other from friends. And you introducing her to your son. And in a way, to me, that's like you really want him to get to know her. It wasn't just like a random, how you doing, this is my friend from work, meet and greet type of situation, you know. Then Aunt Vi come in and says that she needs Rod to go on an ice run. And he's like, you know, Trent, you want to roll? She's like, no, you know, but if you insist, I'll go. He like, it ain't going to be no big biggie. And I'm like, they going to see Darla in town. I know it. They going to see Darla in town. And look, I'm already feeling some kind of way my doggone self. So, Willa May, her and Wood get down to the nitty gritty of some things. Like, I'm still not sure how, when he brought his daddy up in the conversation, because it seemed like his daddy was an abusive man to her mama as well, his mom as well. But mama is still like, I only think that because of what she said about her and Vi, how they had similar, they've been in relationships that are the same. But she said that he was a good man and he provided for the family. A lot of people settle for that. If the man is providing for the family, he's a good man, regardless of everything else he's doing. If he's taking care of his kids, he a good man, regardless of everything else he's doing. I want to try to get that complete package in my life. I hope to. I hope to get the one that's going to be the provider, the good man, the good husband, the good father. I want that complete package. That's exactly what I want. Is my charger? Something, my phone is about to die. Hopefully I can get through this. So, but she says, I just need to know, where do you fit into this equation, into this household? Like, don't you have hopes? Don't you have dreams that you wanted to achieve too? Like it seems like your life mission is to keep losing yourself into these relationships and you get so caught up in them that you forget who you are. You get so busy trying to help them fulfill their dreams and taking care of them that you are not being taken care of. You being overlooked. And Wood is like, I'm not going to apologize for the way that I love. She said, I'm not asking you to. I'm very proud of the man that you have become. But what about you? And it's so weird because this is usually a conversation that I hear women have when they talk about them getting married and becoming a mother, and then they start to lose themselves because they don't have time for themselves because they're always taking care of somebody else. And but she's like, yeah, you got dreams. You got dreams too. You had a lot of dreams, and now they not just on the back burner. You just decided to throw them away altogether because you want to love so hard. And she's like, and dare I say it, kids, you 41, 40, 41. And she said, I told you Leanne wasn't no damn good anyway, but here you are now making more sacrifices. And Wood's like, we and her talked about kids. I'm good on that. He reminds me of my brother right now because he gave up on a lot of stuff to date an older woman as well, including having children. And she already, the difference between her and Abba, she did have a child, even though that child was a lot older, damn near his age for real. But that child had kids, so his step grandchildren, so to speak, he started treating them like they were his own children. Because he really wanted kids, but he wanted to have that relationship with her. That he sacrificed his wants for that. And he was miserable because we talked about it all the time. And then I just saw him stop wanting for him. Everything that he said or he did was catered toward her. Like, he stopped believing that anything else mattered but what she wanted and what she needed. Like, in the end, nothing mattered. He ended up taking his own damn life. He committed suicide, killing himself. And not saying that Wood was going to kill himself, but, because they are talking about Ernest and his suicidal thoughts and the things that was weighing him down that made him want to take his own life. That's where my brother was at. And Wood can get there too. Like, I don't want that for him. I don't want that for him at all. But he was very, very resentful. And truthfully, I thought that he would have ended her life over in his own. If somebody had to go. Because she was a bitch. Like, after he died, she called me. She's like, hey, your brother dead. You can come get his stuff if you want it. And I was in Jamaica at the time. And she's like, you ain't got to come back from Jamaica because I'm not going to have a funeral. And then she had the funeral anyway while I was in Jamaica. And I haven't spoke to that bitch since. I haven't. Like, but let me get back on track. So, just like I thought, Darla spots them at the train station. I'm like, damn, Ra. You don't even say Blue to your mama. Hey, say hi to your mama. You just pretend she don't exist right to her face. Y'all can miss me with that love y'all got for Ralph Angel. Y'all really can. I know her second thought, and I don't think it was Darla's first thought, but her second thought was, I couldn't come over to Aunt Vi, which we all know, but you out on a date with my son, because that was the easy assumption to have, is that he's on a date. Because he didn't bother to offer an explanation. But Kiki and Micah, they all smooching up in the back room. And Micah's still trying to hit that. Kiki still ain't down. She's going to be a virgin for life, she say. But Vi, she break it up anyway. Like, what the hell is my doors doing closed? What y'all doing in here alone? Get the hell out and go outside. You know what I'm saying? While they back there, Aunt texting like, hey, let's meet up at the levee. Kiki don't want to go. She's like, they used to be my friends, but we done moved on to different paths. You know what I'm saying? Michael decided to go ahead and stay with her at Aunt Vi party. Let's go ahead. Aunt Vi come back like, y'all still sitting here? I know I told y'all to bounce, right? I was like, get him, auntie. Get him. My auntie didn't even let us put the doors closed. You better not close the doors of her house. She took her doors down when I was staying with her. Nobody had doors on their bedroom. There ain't no closed doors in her house but her own. Anyway, Nova, she in the kitchen washing dishes. Here come Remy. He just gonna make himself a part of her life, and she willingly take his hand. I have no ounce of respect for this or anybody that approves this. I no respect for y'all. It's taking me back to the season 1 Nova that I didn't like. I don't think, was I doing reviews? I don't remember if I was reviewing season 1, but I remember I used to always be on Random TV Reviews channel talking about Queen Sugar season 1, and I was probably the only one that couldn't stand Nova. And then season 2, I was like, she kind of redeemed herself a little bit for me. But this is taking me back to that selfish, inconsiderate season 1 Nova, who didn't really give a fuck about what Charley think or feel. She's not even... That's what it's taking me back to. I'm not saying that she's there yet, but That's what it's reminding me to. And must I say it, this music, this soundtrack in this episode is god awful, horrible. It's fucking horrible. Shout out to the person that gave me the name of that song last episode. Damn, I meant to say what your name was. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. That song go. That song. Well, anyway, you know, they do their little shoulder check. Yeah, they back in it. Back outside at the party, Nova sitting there watching Remy. Charley sitting there looking at the party, but she really ain't looking at nothing at all. And I think Proctor is the first person besides Micah to sincerely ask her how she is doing. Vi and Wood, you know, they're giving their little birthday toast, and the look this time wasn't subtle at all to me. Wood say, let's give a shout out to my future Mrs. Designate, and her face sunk, it dropped, you know what I'm saying? Violet don't like the idea of getting married, or she don't like the idea of taking his name. Maybe it's both. At this stage, I didn't even know. Well, later in the bedroom, Wood is wanting to get busy. You know, he like, mama sleep, and Vi's like, I'm tired. He like, shit, since when? When do you get tired? Oh, Lord, what the fuck did I do now? So then she goes on to tell him, you know, I don't want to disrespect you, but I do not want to take your name. He like, are you kidding me? She's like, yeah, I love my little gift box, but the only thing I want in that gift box is to not take your last name. He was like, look here, you don't want the big wedding? Cool. You want me to help you with your little business? Cool. We can't have kids? Cool. You don't want my food? You don't want my money? You don't want me taking care of you? Say no more. Do you, boo? And now taking my name is a problem. Like, I was like, the words from his mama probably hitting him hard right now. He's like, the only thing that I can give you, the only thing I got left to give you is my damn name, and you don't want that either. I was like, well, tell the truth and shame the devil. Shit. I'm actually Team Wood on this. I'm just actually Team Wood. Like, she don't even want to take the hyphenated name. See, fuck, at least I did that shit. And the only reason why I held on to the Davis name because I felt like we were the last of our line. And I wanted to maintain the Davis line, but her whole thing, he said, you know, it seems like you hell-bent on telling me that you don't need me, that I don't fit into your life. Baby, she fixed her lips and said, I don't need you. I turned the show off. I turned it off right there. I was like, this fucking family is all about sorrow and despair and never a fucking shining light anywhere. Hollywood, to me, was the shining lights. He's that bright lights, big city. You know, in all the dark times that they have, Hollywood has been that light for me. And we finna fuck up this good thing? Like, what the fuck, right? I turned it back on the next morning. Like, no, for real. I was fucking done with it. So I turned it back on this morning. And she says, you know what? I don't need you. Not like the way that normal people need things, but I do want you. Everything in me wants you. I just don't want your damn name. And I was like I said before, I need fucking therapy. I'm like, was she kidnapped as a child? Was she held against her will? Because everything she thinks, every little thing that somebody wants to do for her, to her, with her, she thinks it's about ownership. And I know she was in an abusive relationship, which is why I'm saying she needs therapy. Marriage, they need marriage counseling. They need pre-marriage counseling. They need counseling all throughout their fucking marriage. He like, the fuck, you know, my name is what lets the world know that I belong to you. And when she said, you know, I didn't know that it was this important to you. I thought that maybe she was conceding a little bit. But he was like, yeah, I didn't think it was that important to me either until right now. I mean, I guess, why would she think it was important to him? Because he always does what she wants. Whatever she wants is what Wood wants. So, you know, Charley meet up with Nurse Poppy. I honestly, y'all, do not remember that man's name. I apologize. Because I've been calling him Nurse Poppy so long, I forgot his real doggone name. But they always get into these deep-ass depressing stories on the first date. Like, damn, can't y'all share any good memories? Anytime y'all get together, it seemed like y'all having a good time. But then we, as the viewers, got to always hear the sad, depressing-ass story that goes along with the family. Like, fuck. Shit. But it looks like they're going to have a second date, though. And JB is not finna go for that. I just want to know what happened to his cousin. You know, he was pushing up on Charley. He became her biggest client for the damn meal, and we haven't seen him or that part of the storyline come back at all, because he said he was already at odds with JB and Landry. So the fact that now he's her biggest client at the meal and they own the fucking meal now, it doesn't make sense to me that he's not coming back up in the whole process. Well, next morning, Wood got a hangover. He stepped into Willie Mae's room, and I didn't think that it was a good time for him to tell her about the name thing, especially on the tail end of that conversation that he had with her. But she surprised me. She was like, it ain't no surprise that a 60-year-old woman don't want to take his name. But see, when she said that, she related that to it being Vi's age. This has nothing to do with Vi's age. This has to do with Vi's mentality, and to think that she's being owned by somebody by having her last name or his last name replacing hers. It has nothing to do with her damn age. It's her mentality. But her concern, like I say, is not the marriage to Vi. That's not what she worried about. She worried about him giving up his dreams for hers. Like, I really hope he do the barbershop. I hope he do the barbershop, because Vi knocked that down. Remember, she told him that it wasn't a good idea for him to do that. And I do have to disagree with his mom on one thing. She said sometimes we make it through a battle, but it doesn't mean we don't have scars. I agree with that. And she said some things you never forget. You just have to learn to live with it. And I'm like, no, you get help dealing with it. Black people are so afraid of addressing their mental health issues and getting professional help. And it's always like, oh, it's just life, and we just gonna have to deal with life. No, it's not just life. Sometimes these situations like Aunt Vi has is very serious, and you need professional help to help you get through them, so you won't have to be dealing with them and just be like, it's just life. Oh well, it's just life. And I could put myself in that equation, because, like, you know, I'm diagnosed with a lot of mental shit, and I refuse medication. But at least I'm going to therapy, and I'm able to talk with somebody when times get too hard. So I won't be Ernest out there in the field with a gun in the middle of the night trying to take my own life, thinking that everything is not worth it. Or like Aunt Vi, thinking that every time somebody want to do something for me, that they got a motive. They trying to own me or control me. That's some mental shit that you need to really deal with. That's not something in life you just have. Something is just life. She's just gonna have to deal with it through life. No, that's something that she needs to get professional help to deal with. It's better than just taking the shit all in and absorbing it like it's supposed to be part of you. Well, he went in and apologized to Vi, and she's like, you know, I appreciate that, but I still ain't changing my name. And he like, fine, don't, you know. Vi said, you know, I know I'm blessed to have you. I know I'm blessed to have you. So as a compromise, we can go ahead and have that big wedding. We can blow all the money on that big ass wedding, and everything between them is all well. And I'm glad she need therapy. I mean, I am very happy that this didn't break them and break them up, but I do hate the way that she can't ever bend for him. I think her most bending is when she found out about the ex-wife situation, or the current wife. He was still married to her at the time, and he left. She really didn't bend much then either. It took that rig explosion for her to really come back to her senses and say, I really need this man in my life, or I really want this man in my life. But she never really bends. And I know some of y'all out there probably saying, we as women, we always bending for a man. Yeah, we always bending for some unworthy motherfucker. Somebody that's not worthy of us being. We always bending for somebody that's broken as fuck, and we bend ourselves to be just as broken as fuck as they are. But when you got somebody that is exactly what you want, and I say need as well. I say want and need. I want the person that I want to be the person that I need, and vice versa. But that's just me. That's when compromise works best. Like, you should be willing to do for them as much as they're willing to do for you. Well, Darla, she come get Blue the next day, and Rod's statement to her is like, my bad, you know, sorry about that mix up. And she's like, okay, yeah. About that, we need a schedule, an official one. He like, I said, you get him next week. Yeah, Rod, you said that I was going to get him this weekend. But look what happened. Here we are. Like, she made preparations. She done spent money. And then he changed the game at the last fucking minute without considering her. Well, even out of real fucking apology until like right now, my bad. And she's like, you know, I'm not welcome at Aunt Vi's. And like I said, after all that stuff like I said she done did, that's fucking unacceptable. Hell, he could at least say, well, let me go ahead and pay you back for the museum passes that you bought. Something since, you know, I inconvenienced your ass. But no, he ain't gonna do that. He say, you know, you act like I'm trying to keep you from him. Well, let's be honest, Rob. That's what the hell you were doing. Over this past few years of his life, that's what you have been doing, is keeping him away from her. And ever since she been back, you've been making it very fucking difficult for her because you and your motherfucking feelings. You have been doing that. Well, she asked about Trent, and you know, he's like, it's a work friend, you know. She let that roll, like, whatever. We need a schedule. That's the whole point of this whole conversation. We need to have a schedule. So, Charley found out that the Landrys got a lot more shit up their sleeve than what she originally believed. Like, they got a whole lot of government contracts. And the borderline land is right in the center of all the shit that they own. And they need that land because they're trying to build a private jail in St. Joe's. And in all honesty, since it's a government contract, they could really take it with eminent domain. You know, they really don't need them to sell. They could force them off the land with eminent, especially since they're the last holdout. Everything else is Landry's. But that's why he's clearing everybody out. And with Nova having this information, that's something that she could probably expose, but she's no longer a journalist. She doesn't have a job doing that. She could go freelance though. She could freelance journal. I don't know why she's not freelancing. She could freelance. But I don't know how this is going to benefit Charley as far as the Landry takedown. Because remember, that's what her whole thing was. She did this whole deal to infiltrate them, to take them down. How this benefits her as far as taking them down and her running the Landry empire, because that was her end goal, I don't understand how this is going to work. If you got any ideas how you think that's going to work, let me know. Drop it down in the comment section. This is the end of this recap right here for me. If there was something that you think I forgot, leave it in the comment section as well. Whether you agree or disagree, pop it on down there too. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please feel free to do so. Thumbs it up. I appreciate those little thumbs ups. They help other people see my channel and come out here and, you know, do what it do. And hit the notification bell on your way out if you feel so inclined to do so. Thank y'all. I'll be back next week. If you watched the Handmaid's Tale video and you haven't seen it yet, I am doing a giveaway next Wednesday for the Handmaid's Tale book, Margaret Atwood. So join my video for next week for Handmaid's Tale, and you may be eligible to win. But you got to watch this week's video so you can know how to enter. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming back again. Peace.